Hello and welcome to Markets at noon, and let's go across straight away to the big story. So it's one being result and second being oil and oil pack and how some of these oil marketing companies are reacting. Let's go across to R.S. Sharma, former CMD at ONGC Group. He's now joining us on the phone line. Mr. Sharma, what do you make of the noise going around oil marketing companies?
I didn't get the sense. So noise going about oil marketing companies means what? Every day increasing the prices.
What essentially will come? Will it lead to a cut in prices? Will they have to pass on? Will the
Let me tell you, they won't be able to take a decision their own as per the current mandate they have from the government. The prices stand deregulated. They have to align these prices each day based on the international benchmark prices, and that's what they have been doing last few days. And maybe they were asked not to do prior to that Karnataka elections because for almost 19 days nothing happened, but now every day they are aligning it. And that is so far as they are concerned. Probably I read the statement of Chairman IOC also. They don't have any mandate from the government to do any and no interference from the government. Unless they hear from the government, they won't be able to do anything. The government has to take a call that in case any relief to be given on the prices, then the government has to look for reducing excise duty or anything. It will be incorrect asking these companies to further cut down their margins and subsidize the consumer from their own balance sheet.
Bigger issue with oil prices now is why they are not cutting the excise duty, because the percentage still is pretty high.
Percentage of what?
Excise as an it's a excise, and it's still a substantial part with oil being at an all-time high, or rather oil prices in retail being at an all-time high. It's still a substantial part, and that's why it is not being cut is the big question.
No, the government has been repeatedly saying that their main task is to manage the fiscal deficit, and they cut the duty, so that gets disturbed. And each 1 rupee reduction in excise duty translates to the government revenue loss of 13 to 14,000 crores. So that is a call taken by the government, which I have been saying that when the prices were falling, they kept on increasing excise duty. They kept on saying that they will do the reduction when the prices rise again. But now the government is going back on their words. Maybe they have much larger commitment. They have taken up very ambitious social welfare programs, infrastructure programs, and now they are finding unable to, honor whatever they said earlier. So government is unwilling. But last couple of days, what we have been hearing, the tone coming from the government is that 2-3 days they will take a call, and we anticipate some relief to the consumer. But so far as these marketing companies are concerned, I don't think it will be right to ask them at their own to reduce the prices. So that is a situation we have been hearing from these company bosses also, and that is a correct way also.
Right. In terms of oil prices, I remember an interaction with you when you said that actually when oil prices go up, if prices continue to be deregulated the way they are, some of these oil marketing companies may actually benefit. Can you just explain that again?
No, look, thing is, we talk about even these petroleum products also, they are aligned to the international benchmarks. And these, that refinery margins, they are more or less, that if you look at the percentage terms, in percentage terms, if they have refinery margins, say 10%, I'm just taking a average number, which some of the refineries have achieved also. If the prices go up, then the GRM 10% also translates to higher amount.
Hi, Mr. Sharma. Good afternoon. This is Nayantara joining in from the New Delhi studio. Now, Mr. Sharma, when you were chairing ONGC, there was no deregulation. You were always firefighting with the government on the contribution that your company would pay for the oil marketing companies for selling subsidized fuel. I'm sure you also seen that sound bite of BJP President Amit Shah taking cognizance of the public furor, saying a formula is being worked out to rein in prices to bring relief to the consumers. Do you think that perhaps we're staring at the prospect of returning to the old times where you may have deregulation, but it could be controlled deregulation, and some amount of subsidies will have to be shared by the upstream companies, will have to be shared by the oil marketing companies. What I'm basically asking you is that, do you think that prices could be capped in the larger interest of consumers?
Ma'am Tara, first of all, ever since these product prices were deregulated as per government budget notification in April 2002, I have always been using this terminology which we are using. They are controlled. It is a controlled deregulation. So from time to time, intervention has been coming from the government, either directly or indirectly. On the issue of the subsidy sharing by the upstream, I would like to give you input. Perhaps that your channel should reckon and discuss with the whenever the issue comes. You know, earlier this crude oil cess used to be 4,500 absolute amount per ton. And when the prices were falling and these companies, made a lot of noise, requested that that is too high, let it be made 10%. The 2 years back, the government decided to make it ad valorem 20% instead of 10%. Today, that 20% translates to my mind, about 6,500 to 7,000 rupees per ton. So as it is with the crude prices going up, that the sharing from upstream has been coming in the form of increased cess, which they have been paying. So they cannot be double whammy that they go on paying that higher amount of cess also, and they are again asked to give discount to the marketing companies. That will be very, very unfair to upstream companies, both ONGC and Oil India. So that is something, one input I would like to give it to you. I hope you agree with me.
So, Mr. Sharma, could that fiscal concession maybe, if brought in, be transmitted all the way down to the consumers? If they're in a sense paying almost 6,000 rupees for that cess, if that's reduced, would it be transmitted all the way to the oil marketing companies and therefore to the final retail price? And if yes, what is your sense? How much could that make it cheaper, petrol and diesel?
Cess is reduced, then whatever is the differential, there can be through a mechanism that can be a benefit passed on by upstream to downstream and then through downstream companies to the consumer. That is one way of, subsidy sharing. We do not know what mechanism it comes up, but asking the companies to do the subsidy sharing without reduction in the oil cess, that would be very unfair.
Mr. Sharma, we're going to leave it at that. Always a pleasure chatting with you. That's the former chairman of ONGC with his views and various options that could be on the table, according to him, his advice to the government on how to make your fuel bills cheaper. The massive public furor today. In fact, you're seeing all the oil marketing companies come under immense pressure